All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have another interview. I know it's been a while, but today we had one of the pro guys actually be gracious enough to give us his opinions on a few of the recent update changes that were recently released by Valve for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So, joining us today, we have Fnatic's Devilwalk. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm fine, man. Drinking my coffee.
Yeah, I know it's pretty early in the morning, right?
Mid the day, as I would like to call morning. But yeah, it's fine. It's good.
Now you're in Sweden right now. You're at your place.
Yeah.
So
you see the TV in the background, I guess.
A bit. Can't really make out too much. But
Okay.
I can see you got a really cool chair.
Oh yeah, it's really cool.
It's the Fnatic one, of course.
Yeah.
All right, man. So you've got the jersey on, you've got the Fnatic chair behind you. It's perfect. It's perfect. All right, so man.
And the purple hat.
And the purple hat with New York. So East Coast. You know I'm from the West Coast, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we can't get along next time. Here.
No. Oh well.
All right, so that's the big thing, man. I wanted to bring you on to talk about this update that was just released a couple days ago. A massive update. In fact, a lot of changes being made. It seems to weapons, to maps, adding in new features as well as like colors on the mini map. So I guess let's go ahead and actually start off with some of the minor changes, and then we'll work our way up to the big stuff, to the hot topics. But let's start with like map changes so far. So they actually started. There's 3 maps that are in the pro pool that have been edited, and let's start with Mirage. So like Mirage, they made some tweaks to a couple of the bomb sites.
Yeah, they made like what we call free boxes, the boxes towards spawn area on A, is now spammable, which is like a nerf to people, CTs who try to hold A, which is really weird. But it also buffs retakes for CTs. Which makes retake plays more viable, and it should be the way to play now. But some guys might figure something out. But as well, they made like you can watch through some holes in the.
Well, there's also like the big one is like the CT boxes, like how you can't get up on that little ledge anymore to watch towards ramp.
Oh yeah.
Like is that a big change? Like, do you think that's gonna have a big impact on how you hold a site now?
I don't really know. I mean, you can basically hold it the same way, I guess.
You're just not hiding behind the box.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might be a big change, but I don't really consider it being that big.
And what do you think about them like changing up shadow and like balcony on A? How they like extended out the boxes a little bit, and you can't actually look through there anymore to see if anybody's coming by. Do you think that was like a solid change to make?
I think it was a good change, and I also think there was like a little like plank
over the crates.
So you can basically actually hold slope from shadow now, like legitimately.
Yeah.
Without that thing was just in the way, so now it's much better for like holding from shadow.
Yeah, it's actually made it a lot easier, but for both ways, because now as like terrorist, you can get that information as well. You're going to spot that CT guy a lot earlier, so it's like going to come down to who can land the headshot first. Scream beware.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the A site, and then B site they changed up. I guess like there's a bunch of different names like Amazon Bench, but like that whole area there around B site seems to have gotten a whole lot bigger.
Yeah, I guess, but I think the major change is there's like a small box on site you can boost up to, and peek window from back side.
Yeah, the back corner, right?
Yeah, so I think that's the biggest. Like, it gives another option on how to hold B, because that's basically let terrorists go outside and just try to like retake them. Like, they can own car, they can own like kind of the car area towards site, and then you just hold from there, which I think is interesting. I think it's a good thing that they added like another aspect to hold B.
But do you think that these changes really like made the map more viable? because they have been making changes, and we've been hearing noise that people are like happier with the map, but we still haven't been seeing it used much in like a best of 3. Not a lot of teams are going for Mirage. Do you think that like this change is going to make it a bit more viable?
Do you mean train or nuke? I don't know.
No, Mirage. Like,
but I don't know. People doesn't seem to try to practice Mirage that much. I mean,
you don't get to brag on it much.
No, it's like maybe 1/4 of the teams that play Mirage like practice it. So there's not
really
a lot
has
of
fallen into one of those like little niche, like it's just a couple teams are going to play it and that's it. We're never going to really see the return.
It's gonna be like people will specify in 2 out of 3 of either nuke, train, and Mirage. So, for example, we chose before DreamHack Winter train and Mirage, and we always vetoed nuke. And I think everyone will veto one of these maps. For example, Titan will always veto train, and choose Mirage and nuke. You get my point.
We get the point. So it's always gonna. These changes weren't enough to bring it out of like the niche area, like not nearly up to like the level of Dust 2 or Inferno.
No, but Dust 2 and Inferno, you can't pretty much be bad at the map. So, everyone's gonna play that one.
All right. So speaking of those 2 maps, there was a couple of tweaks there as well. They may seem small, but they're gonna have an impact. Inferno on AUpocolypse in the hallway there, they've actually added a light that brings a lot of light in there, lets you spot moving targets much easier. Now, do you think that's going to have a big impact?
It's not going to have a big impact. It's just more comfortable for me. I go AUpocolypse ST, so right. I think it's a good change. But
so you're a little biased right now, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't be asking you this question.
I don't hold their SCT, so I don't care. But it's not a major change, but I think it's good for both casual players that don't adjust their light settings that much, and it's good for just becomes more of an even duel, I guess.
And would you say the same for the changes on Dust 2 and Lower Dark? The
I
stairs
think that's a really good change, because I could never see anyone if I aggroed like B tunnels. I could never see if anyone was standing in the stairs. I could just see they're shooting at me, so I would just shoot at the area and just hope.
It's that spray and pray moment. You're just like, I hope I'm hitting this guy. And you're like, yes, I see the kill. But yeah, I mean, positive changes, like both of those, there's really nothing to nitpick about. Like, it just seems like all around positive changes to make the maps more playable.
Yep.
Well, okay then. Now let's get into the meaty bits. Although we could talk a little bit about the colors, but I mean, this is more like matchmaking sort of stuff, like the map.
You can turn it off, so it's not really. It's just another thing.
So I guess which one do you want to start first? Rifle or pistol?
I could start off with minus 50% accuracy when spraying and moving.
That's another big one as well. Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about that then, real quick.
Yeah. I think that's a really good change. I think that's a change where, you won't get lucked upon so much anymore. I mean, it will decrease the chance. So, because it felt like you will always get killed in a way that's bizarre every match, like before.
Running headshots, for example?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that chance will decrease now, and I think that's good. I think it also gives more depth between the pro players and the actual like semi-pro players in the individual skill. And I think it's just a generally very good change.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when we saw that was like the line that popped out. You were just like, wait a second. And I mean, everybody immediately jumped to the conclusion that the Pro 90 was just going to get like slammed in the face and not be viable anymore, but it really doesn't seem to have had too much of an effect, at least on that weapon.
But I mean, I'm one of those who don't consider P90 being too strong.
Okay, so you're, yeah, exactly.
Costs 1,000 more than every other SMGs, and still isn't really good on weapon runs.
Do you take a Galil or a FAMAS over the P90 any day?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, well, let's go ahead and get into the big one then, I suppose. The AUG. The AUG has been revitalized, changed. It's now like godlike.
It's awakening.
Yeah, I know, man. I feel I just picture like an AUG with legs and arms like climbing out of the ground. You're like, you're all my bitches now.
It's AUpocolypse.
What do you? I mean, this is already the thing. Do you think that the changes, like, did they need to tweak the gun in the first place?
If I'm gonna use my logic, like,
Sure.
I obviously see they making this change, so people would like to play it because it's basically never played.
Yeah.
And they don't want to have a weapon that's never been played. It's just useless, just there, cost more than a cult and M4, and just never gets used. So they obviously want to buff the weapon, which I think is fine, but they kind of did it too much, I guess.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, they tried too hard, I guess. But and it's just like talk about some aspects of it. I think Markelov's like Twitter, like it's got the fire rate of a P90, the damage of a M4, and the accuracy of a Scar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like a zoom weapon, so it's super like OP. And anyone who there's like no recoil control for bursting or anything, and you basically kill with a burst if you're aiming just at him.
Well, like there's a net difference between like when it's scoped and when it's not. Like I feel like the recoil, just to be perfectly clear, like the recoil when you're unscoped seems like very similar to like the M4A1, kind of like between the M4A1 and the M4A4. But then when you scope up, it's like obscene with hardly any control at all. You just
kill people.
Yeah.
And it's really like it basically has gotten to a point where the AUG can destroy the game, like matches, official matches. For example, the EMS
That's the big thing. The Scandinavian and the French qualifiers are going on tonight.
Yeah, and it's basically gonna be AUG versus AUG, and it's gonna be really boring.
So that's the thing. Have you had time to like really play around with the rifle since the changes were made? Like, have you guys gotten in a scrim or something where you were able to like really see how it feels when you're in a try-hard setting?
Well, it's basically overpowered, but I don't use it. I think the only one who uses it in our team is Pronax. But
Right.
Otherwise, we practice with the same weapons. I know everyone we faced use it, but it doesn't really matter. I think it's going to be nerfed, though. I think it's going to be nerfed.
Really big effect on you? Like running into it, did it really? Was it like a notable difference? You were like, they are killing us so much more than they would with M4s.
I guess so. I mean, the one-on-one duels, they would rape.
Oh yeah.
Like, but it's still like, it's not that like super big when you're playing like in a competitive setting, because the AK can still one-shot. So, but the thing is, like, if you headshot, you always kill someone faster with an AUG than a Colt, because the spray is more accurate and the fire rate is like higher. So you'd kill someone faster with AUG. But
so do you feel like the fire rate is like the biggest deal here? Like the fact that you can just shoot so quickly and with 30 rounds in the mag as well?
So, yeah. I think the fire rate is the biggest difference, because you can basically do a burst in like 3 shots and hit them in the same speed as 2 shots with an M4.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kill someone so much quicker. Oh, that's my brother. And
it's perfect, dude. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I think the fire rate is the big difference, and they should slightly nerf the accuracy while scoped in. I think otherwise it's a fine gun, and I know it should be buffed because no one is using it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they will nerf it, but it will still be a buff from what it was before.
That's the big thing. It's also like because of the fire rate. Do you think like a reasonable nerf to it would be to give it the same number of bullets as an M4A1? because you go through it like when you start spraying with that gun, it feels like the bullets are just gone, like as quickly as with the M4A1. Like you just run out if you spray. So you feel like a good way to maybe like mitigate that is to like just reduce the number of bullets in the mag to like 20, 25, and then it's really gonna have to force them to be accurate and be very careful with how they go about spraying with that gun.
Well, that could be a change, but I still think I think that's a bad change. I think the weapon itself is too powerful, so that shouldn't be the nerf.
Okay.
I think they should nerf the actual power of the weapon and still have 30 bullets, because I think the 20 bullets is... Yeah.
It's kind of a band-aid fix.
Yeah. It's like, here's an OP weapon, but we'll limit the time of usage for it.
Right, right. Really give you this. That's the thing, it's really give you this window, because that was like the trade-off I felt with the M4A1 as well. Like you were more accurate, and they can't tell where you're shooting from, but you only have 20 in the clip. Yeah. And like with the AUG, it seems like you're more accurate, you shoot faster, and you have a lot of bullets. So I was like thinking, the bullets, if they're following the philosophy, you're more accurate and you shoot faster, but then you just have like, it's like a spray and pray kind of gun, like a glass cannon sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right. But so that's the change. And so you're just thinking, okay, they really need to just alter the rate of fire in the spray, like just tweak.
Yeah, just tweaking. The zoomed in spraying is like super accurate, so that should be changed.
The reaction we had when we first tried it yesterday, it was just like, what? Like you just hold down mouse 1. You're like, what? How is this? How did this get through? All right. So the other gun they got a big change actually, or big. I mean, it's been asked for a long time now, is the Deagle. For it to be taken a look at, and now they've actually increased or decreased rather the time it takes between shots for it to reset. So, like, do you think the Deagle needed a change? Like, do you think it was really something they needed to take a look at? Like, it was a really pressing issue?
I don't know. I didn't really play Deagle that much. Yeah. I mean, obviously that's a reason for a change for it. So I guess they needed to look at it, and it was basically wasted money to buy a Deagle in a official match. Mm-hmm. Like it's just silly. But now I think it's got a reasonable buff. It's not making a weapon overpowered. They're making a small tweak and see where it goes, and I think that's the right way to adjust the weapons, and I think it's a good fix, a good change for the Deagle, and yeah, more people will play it. So
that's the thing, more people will play it, and we'll get more feedback back from that pistol, and then they can kind of build on that. Now I'm just thinking, they're going to get so much information on the AUG because everybody's going to be playing it. So they're going to have a lot of stats. If stats are what they're after, they're going to have a lot of stats to play with. So it's cool to see that the Deagle's going to get that kind of attention.
Yeah, it's going to be AUG Deagle.
Yeah.
All around.
Every game. It's like, forget the AUG, forget the M4. It's like 5 AUGs. There's no reason not to go it.
It's like we practiced against ENS, and I asked them, who's your main AUG?
All right.
Well, it's not AUPR anymore. It's main AUG.
I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? It's like, but that's the thing. You kind of highlighted it though with yourself right there. It's like you don't play it, and you only really have Pronax on your team who's playing it consistently. So there's got to be a reason for that as well. I'm just wondering, are people blowing this out of proportion, or do we just need to give it some time to settle real quick and see where people stand, if they're going to stick with the M4s or if they're going to really all go to AUG because it's just that damn good.
I'm gonna quote Pronax. I'm gonna get mad if no one uses the AUG now in an official match, because it's basically better in every aspect than an M4.
All right, well, there we go, guys. The words of Pronax, in-game leader of Fnatic, and just, I mean, clearly the guy's got his ideas straight.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, I mean, where can we see you next, man? When's your next matches? Where can we see some matches from you?
Sunday. 2 days. Show match against LDLC, the new lineup, with Kylie, Apex, Happy, Maniac, Uzi. Yeah.
What do you think, real quick, what do you think of the new lineup they have there?
Okay, in my honest truth, I think either of the lineups got better or worse. Mm-hmm. That's basically it. But
All right.
It's really hard to like just look at the skills and like individual. I mean, they could fit better as personalities, and that could bring in a huge change for either team. So
More attention is good.
yeah.
All right. Well, dude, thanks so much for your time. Do you have any like nice shout outs you want to do before we cut this short?
Oh, I want to thank Fnatic and obviously my sponsors and great guy Semler for talking to me.
Thanks for talking to me, man. Thanks for talking to everybody out there, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to get feedback on this gun, and on the changes. So I think this was good, man. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So that's Devilwalk for you. Baller, total baller. But that's the thing. Time will tell. We'll see what these changes are going to result in. We'll see what Valve decide to do and where they decide to go with it. But we do have some official matches to look forward to, and we'll see if anything's going to come of it. So. Hope you guys enjoyed the interview. We'll be doing some more soon, so be sure to hit the follow button and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, Devil.
Bye-bye.
So, I mean, yeah, exactly. So, quick add-on, guys, real quick. So, yeah, the question was, do you think there's going to be a gentleman's agreement not to use the AUG if it's that strong of a gun?
I think it's a real, shadow of it. We had a gentleman's agreement in the start of CSGO, when everyone thought the Molotov was too strong. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you how strong it was. Have you ever seen a Brood War storm? Like the storms from StarCraft Brood War?
Right.
If you stay in that for even, if you don't instantly move out of it, you're dead. That's basically what the Molotov was in CSGO at that time. So everyone had a gentleman's agreement that no one would play the Molotovs. Even in Molotovs allowed cups and tournaments, no one played it. And I think it's a big chance that people will actually do a gentleman's agreement on this one as well, because it's too powerful, and it's basically like a statement to Valve that this needs to change.
Well, all right. We'll see if that actually comes up tonight in the matches. I mean, we got some matches coming up tonight, so we'll see if those teams have agreed to step it up. But yeah, man. Thanks for the quick word. That was just a little add-on. Peace, everybody.
Peace.